Questions for LeBron? Front row, Jason.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. Brown, I know every season's different, every series is different, but 2 years ago you sat at your locker for 45 minutes with a towel over your head after the game ended, and tonight you're in here already. Can you just go through your emotions in the moment and it sounds silly how this feels?
Well, for me personally, I left everything on the floor every game, all 5 games. So for me personally, I have nothing to be. I have no reason to put my head down. I have no reason to look back at what I could have done or what I shouldn't have done or what I could have done better for the team. I left everything I had out on the floor every single game for five games in this finals, and you come up short. So, I mean, it would be the same if you feel like you wrote the best column of your life and somebody picked another one over you. How would you feel, Jason? So, you wouldn't hold your head down, but you would be like, okay, it's just not my time. So, Golden State is a worthy opponent. Obviously been the best team in our league for the last 3 years, the best team this year. And they showcased that throughout the postseason. And we were another opponent in their way. It's just, it's unfortunate for some of the guys on our team that's never been able to, get this far and not be able to host the trophy up. And those are things that kind of bother me more than anything. Guys like Kyle and Derek and Darren and, Kay and Eddie. So emotions all over the place right now.
I know you guys are obviously competitors. You think you can overcome everything. Was there ever a point in this series where you felt overmatched, like you weren't going to be able to do this?
No, I don't think I've ever, not one time that I felt like we were overmatched until probably I looked up there, it was like a minute 20, and we were down 13, I believe, or something at that point, and I was like, okay. We left everything on the floor, and it still wasn't enough. They assembled a great team. We was able to get them last year, and they went out and got one of the best players that this league has ever seen. They did a great job their front office and their players by doing that recruiting, the things that they did in the summertime, and obviously it paid dividends.
Dave?
Dave McMenamin, ESPN. LeBron, 32 years old, 14 years in the league, and now there's this team out west, that been to the finals won 2 championships in the last 3 years. How do you view them when you look at what's your future in the league?
Well, I mean, it's a two-sided question, because for me personally, I don't know. I need to sit down and figure this thing out, so I don't know, as far as me personally right now. But as far as that team, they're going to be here for a while. They're going to be around for a while. Pretty much all their guys are in their 20s. Pretty much all their big-name guys are in their 20s, and they don't show any signs of slowing down. So, there's going to be a lot of teams that's trying to figure out ways to put personnel together to try and match that if they're able to actually face them in a playoff series, both Eastern Conference and Western Conference, because they're built for, from my eyes, they're built to last, a few years, so we see.
Brian, standing on the right.
Brian Winters, ESPN. LeBron, you said you have a sense of history about this. You averaged a triple-double in the finals. It's never been done before. You referenced maybe the best. Was this your best series you've ever played?
I don't know. I mean, this is my 8th trip to the finals, and I've had some pretty good ones, in my day. And like I said, I just try to do everything to try to help this team win and more. And for me to go out there and for the guys that allow me to be the leader that I am and allow me and trust me that I'm going to make the right plays and I'm going to do the right things and have the right intention, that's a compliment to my guys. It's a compliment to the 14 guys that allow me to do that and the coaching staff. And I just try to put in the work. I put in the work individually. I put in the work in the film room. I put in the work with my mind and my body every single day to prepare myself for whatever obstacle that this ball club entails. And does it always result in us winning? No, it's my 3rd year here, and we haven't won every game You know, we haven't won every finals. Obviously, we've lost 2 of them. So, but like like I've always told myself, if you feel like you put in the work and you leave it out on the floor, then you can always push forward and not look backwards.
Second row on the right.
LeBron, Dave Lewis, NBC News Radio. You mentioned all the energy you exert, and obviously you work so hard. What do you plan on doing to get away from the game for a little while, and how long before you recharge your batteries and get back at it?
I don't know. I mean, I probably won't stop working out. I think it's a lifestyle for me, so I'll probably be back in my gym in the next couple of days just because it's just who I am. As far as being back on the basketball court, I'm going to take a while. I don't need to be back on the basketball court right now. I need to get off of my feet and let my joints and let my body kind of recover from being out on the floor for 14 straight years, so but I'll train all summer. It's just a part of who I am now. It's just a part of my lifestyle.
Jay, standing on the left.
Jay, down to ESPN. LeBron, 5 years you broke through. 5 years ago you broke through, got your first championship against Kevin Durant. Having those burdens and those expectations to finally achieve it, I'm wondering if you could offer your perspective, what you think it must be like for him having experienced something like that yourself.
It's a great feeling. When you're able to work hard, you're able to put in the work and accomplish a feat like that. It's something that we all dream about, growing up in our inner cities, along the hard work and, through high school, through college. If you went to college and through the NBA, you always hope that you'd be in a position to be able to not only compete for a championship but win a championship. And, it's a great feeling.
Chris, standing in the back left.
Chris Haynes, ESPN. Ron, obviously you can't control where free agents go and teams get stacked or whatnot. How would you look back at this season? How can you assess this season?
Our team, our ball club?
Yes.
We had some good times. We had some bad times. We had some times where, the biggest thing of this season is we weren't able to get healthy. And when we finally got healthy, the playoffs is right around the corner, and we showed what we're capable of doing when we got a full unit. It would have been great to see us at a full unit throughout the whole season so we can continue to build the camaraderie and build the chemistry out on the floor. So, you don't have to wait till April to see what you're capable of doing. And yes, we were able to hit the switch, but, those games in January, those games, in November, the games that people think that's not important, they're important to me. And they would have been important to our ball club, but whatever, we figured it out and got to the postseason as a 2 seed. We controlled home court and was able to win on the road in the Eastern Conference Finals in Boston. And we was able to punch our clock into competing for a championship. And as a ball club and as an individual, that's all you want is an opportunity. Obviously, we ran against, like I said, a worthy opponent, one of the best playoff teams that this league has ever seen, obviously. And we weren't able to get over the hump and accomplish what we ultimately wanted to do. But there's no such thing as a failed season when you put in as much work as we've done individually and as a ball club since September, since late September.
Rachel and Eric, last two.
LeBron, you just said I need to take some time and sit down and figure this thing out. Big picture, Warriors, all of that. Does it feel like the puzzle pieces are out there? You just can't see them yet?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not I'm not the GM of the team, and I'm not in the front office. But I know our front office is going to continue to try to put our ball club, put our franchise in position where we compete for a championship year in and year out. And like I said, teams and franchises are going to be trying to figure out ways that they can put personnel together, the right group of guys together to be able to hopefully compete against this team. And like I said, they're assembled as good as you can assemble. And I've played against some really, really good teams that was assembled perfectly, and they're right up there. So we will see, but I will get away from the game a little bit. I'll probably watch some WNBA games, though. I can't get away from it. I'll be at my son's tournaments this summer, so I'll be a part of the game. But as far as me actually playing, I won't be a part of the game much this summer.